So, welcome to Leicester Fan TV. We're going to discuss getting knocked out to Huddersfield in the cup. Losing to Huddersfield, obviously, not what we wanted. But yeah, get your comments, get your views in as we go live.
The Leicester City machine is on the march again. The Leicester City machine is on the march again. The Leicester City machine is. The Leicester City machine is on the march again.
Leicester Fan TV presents a variety of content like fan discussions, match analysis, and engaging with Leicester fans worldwide. We want your views live, thanks to our sponsors, Everard's, Pucker Pies, Hologram, Take Me, Newbie & Co, and the Fox's Arms.
Want to watch more content like this? Hit the like button. Give us your views. Hit subscribe to Leicester Fan TV and make sure to follow Leicester Fan TV on all socials.
Yes, so welcome to the show, guys. A little bit of technical difficulties at the start, so apologies if the stream's not up to 100% quality, but bear with us. Guys, losing to Huddersfield first round to the cup, second, I guess you'd say, professional game after pre-season. Jake, let's kick it off. What's your views from last night's game?
I don't think it's the end of the world. Personally, I don't think us being knocked out of the cup is our biggest concern of this season. I just think that it's a bit unfortunate and a bit disheartening how we sort of went out. I mean, I think the quality in terms of individual players wasn't there last night. I think it was a time for a lot of these fringe players or youngsters to shine and show Marty why they should be considered into the starting 11. And I don't think we saw that. And then I think from some of the players from our actual starting 11, I thought played really under par as well. I think Marty was okay. I haven't got anything bad to say against Marty in yesterday's game. I think it was just individual performances that really let us down yesterday.
I like when his post-match interview came out. He sounded frustrated, and he said it wasn't up to the standards that he needed. He was disappointed, which is how I felt as well. I didn't feel it wasn't up to the standards he would want it to be.
I mean, first comment we'll get on David saying not a great performance, but at least the youngsters got some minutes. At least we can concentrate on the league.
Yeah, I mean that's a positive spin on it, isn't it? You go, right, let's concentrate on the league
positively. It's not the best to be losing to Huddersfield with some of the players like Bilal Samari, who, if we keep them, they're going to be more regular features in the season, and for them to be underperforming against the League One side, it's not great. For me, I think it was a good opportunity for some of those fringe players to work their way into the team. And I think we said, like you mentioned, Monga diving.
I didn't like to see Monga diving.
It's not great.
It's a young lad. Yeah. He's got bags of talent. If you get in that penalty box, show us what you got, kid. I don't want to see somebody taking a dive. He got booked. He'll look back. It's a learning curve.
Yeah,
it's a learning curve. But I want to see him get in the penalty box and crack a shot off and whatever. See what happens. Not do a professional dive. I mean, some people might say that shows maturity, because if he'd have pulled off a dive and got away with it and got a penalty, then well played to a 16-year-old. For me, I just want to see him hungry to score a goal, not win a penalty that he wouldn't take. I want to see him score goals. That's my take on the Monga dive. It's personally not what I want to see, but it is part of the game.
Yeah, I mean, we'll bring up David's follow-up comment. Has Winks played for Huddersfield before? Because his reaction to the goal is worrying. His attitude annoys me more than Fies, and that's.
I don't think he played for Huddersfield.
No, I think that's a bit of a joke because of his celebration of.
No, I know, but I didn't know if actually it was. No. I didn't know if Winks had played for Huddersfield back in the day.
I believe it's just
because really he wasn't. It was a strange celebration. Well, it wasn't a celebration, was it?
No, because I think in the position we were in, he got the second goal back. I don't think it's worth celebrating. You've got to make sure you win the game.
Yeah, but I think as well
You don't think Winks should have gone?
No, there's 2,000.
Winks looked at the Leicester fans.
You don't think he should have gone up something? They've paid their money. And
I don't know. It just from the game he played against Sheffield Wednesday, I don't really understand why people are going out and thinking why do we not celebrate him in a way.
It's just a talking point.
I get it.
You don't think he?
I don't.
You don't
maybe
think he could have looked a little bit more.
It was. I think it was a pretty standard finish, and just thought, right, let's go to the next one. in a way.
I don't think that was the case. I think if he was thinking, let's go for the next one, he would have
Run, got the ball.
Jogged back to the starting circle. I think it for me, it seemed just not bothered.
I don't know. Maybe he wanted to start. Maybe he
As
wanted
a fan who stands behind the goal and goes to home and away games, when your player scores, do you not want to see them give you a little bit of a celebration? That's why when that David said,
I didn't really look into it.
And he played for Huddersfield, I'm like, I kind of get it, because we've seen players like, even when Chris Wood scored against us last year, it was slightly muted, slightly. I think he still celebrated, but it quite often happens if a player's one of your ex-players, they show a little bit of respect.
I don't think I really looked into it as much, thinking, oh, yeah, you have to celebrate or whatnot. I just think fair play, scored a decent goal, and we'll move on to try and get the winner.
But
I think there's more to it than that, to be honest with you. There is a lot of rumours of Winks wanting to leave, and the club's interested in him.
That's fine.
But these were the leaks before we even played Sheffield Wednesday, and he was wild man of the match by a mile. So
who?
Winks.
Yes, and that's great.
We're
talking about that you did celebrate.
You've got to accept and see the fact that players and Fizer both have massive attitude problems. That's clear on the surface level, anyway.
This season, I probably wouldn't say that.
Well, Fizer's giving it back to fans.
Well, he deserves to. He's more than happy to.
It's still
if people want to boo him, he can give it back.
It's still an attitude problem.
You should let people boo you. If people boo him, he can give it back.
So I didn't hear or see any of it. I don't know if it was boos or woot or if it was a mix of both. It was probably a mix of both.
For me, this new season for me, it's a fresh start. I don't like Sifrienza says. Phased him.
It doesn't feel like
isn't looking
it.
At
doesn't feel like it.
How isn't it? I think it's completely fine.
Because I think the toxic trait players are still being toxic, even with the new manager.
So if it's a new season, why did Woot do that? And then,
because people booed him.
I don't want to build. Yeah, I get that.
Be the bigger person and just don't.
I mean, maybe the Winks. It'd be interesting to see what other people thought to the Winks not really celebrating.
I don't think you need to look into it.
But as fans, we are going to look into it, especially when we end up losing the game.
I guess I like to see a player celebrate with the fans. He kind of looked at the fans and then just turned around and
it's like I said,
walked backwards towards.
I know it probably might mean
nothing.
Might mean a bit more to Huddersfield than it does to us, but the two Huddersfield players, when they scored, I know they were both youngsters, so it obviously did mean a lot to them. But they sprinted, went to celebrate with the fans. All their players sprinted over to them.
Well, yeah, because they're beating a team of all of them. They're beating a team that.
But at the same time, it's still nice to see some of that passion. When we scored it, Hamza looked happy to score.
Yeah.
Winks, I don't know. We are reading into that a bit much, but at the same time, I think it was a bit. I think it doesn't hurt to go celebrate with the fans.
I think the fact that we went a goal up and then we went 2-1 up, and then we ended up. It was a draw. The game was a draw, and we lost on penalties. I think had we won on penalties, you probably don't overanalyze some of these bits. But when you look back and you feel a bit grumpy, you probably look at some of the bits. I don't want to get too hung up on the Winks thing.
No, again,
Scott says Winks wants to just get on with it.
Yeah. Again, from a lot of the reactions from yesterday's game, I honestly don't get what all the in my opinion, overreaction was about. We drew to them and we lost the penalties, which is potluck. They scored a screamer, and
it's not.
It is.
You could put all five.
Man City could lose to Wrexham by a penalty.
We had 3 bad penalties.
Exactly.
That's not we lost. That's just bad penalties.
Yeah. Well, you're still good in this save. Again, it's still.
That's
a different debate.
It's still potluck. Penalties is always potluck.
It's not, in my opinion, it's not, because if you have the skill and quality to put the ball in a place where the keeper can't get it,
if you take penalties, you'll score.
Or the side netting.
Well, yeah, it's still the case though, and again, for me, they scored a goal that was a screamer, and they scored a penalty. For me, it wasn't the fact that we lost it because we didn't deserve to lose it.
We lost it because we didn't deserve
to.
We didn't deserve to win that game.
I don't think we deserved to lose it.
I think it was
okay.
I think it was.
I don't think
it was a very level game.
With the team we put out, I think it was very much fair result.
In midfield, we were lost. Attacking, we didn't have much creativity, and defensively, we were just.
Again, for me, he's picked Skip because he wants to play Winks in the Championship. Yeah. So he's picked Skip again for this game. Tumare, again, right now we've got no other position, no other player to really play there. He took out El Canous. Yes, he was on the bench, and he put in Alves, who for me a bang average player.
Didn't have a great.
No, exactly. He played Monger on the wing, which I know people are hyped about, but again, he wasn't.
Oh no, from the
he
start.
wasn't electric, and again with the players around him.
I thought Mongo looked okay.
No, I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying that
I think at the very least you can see that our depth is lacking in
It is.
quality and creativity.
If you're saying we have to play Sumari because nobody else can play that role,
well, there's
that's
no
a
one
bit
else.
scary.
bearing in mind that we've sold a
Because
good
Sumari
handful of
wasn't
players now.
I don't think he was bad though.
And
wasn't
I
great.
said this last week in the show about we're trying to balance things books wise, I assume, because we haven't signed anyone. We've not signed anyone free. Like we talked about Josh Brown, he doesn't even look like we tried to tempt him to come to the club. So what is really going on behind the scenes? Because it doesn't look like we're going to be signing anyone.
I still think we're going to get some people in. We've still got 2.5 weeks left of the window.
I think we're going to get more people out before we get people in.
We need to sell players like Samara.
Well, and Cifuentes has said that his squad is big enough as it is. He needs to slim it down.
Bigger doesn't mean it's good enough.
Yeah.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying he needs to slim it down before we even start putting players in. So that's why we're not buying anyone yet. We can't. Really.
I think there's another 2, 3, 4 players, 5 players who may leave in the next 3 weeks.
We do have.
I don't know.
I'm not so
We
sure.
do have maybe like 3 or 4 youngsters who are sort of breaking in and got into the team. I would almost argue that they need to be there.
No.
I mean, you've got. There's still a jury for Nelson, whether he's good enough or not. I mean, you've got Page, who I've never heard of.
I thought Page had quite a good game.
Yeah, no, I mean,
when he came on.
But these are the players that, for
But
me,
Nelson
if you've got a Brownhill or something like that, he's going nowhere near that team.
Is Golding in the?
No, nowhere near.
The 25-man
Keith,
squad?
Keith put a couple of interesting comments up there, and Keith couldn't be bothered. He says about yesterday, but hopefully it's a wake-up call to get new faces in, as we clearly didn't have enough depth. My biggest, we're at the cup. We concentrate on the league. We can all say fair enough. I would have liked to see them better.
Yeah.
My
it's
biggest
not priority, but it's more the principle. We shouldn't be going out.
That was my biggest thing from last night. Was I was watching it going, yikes! This feels like last season again.
Well,
some of that same mentality and attitude
still
seems to be in those players. I'm not seeing it in Cifuentes. I like him.
I would go out and say
that players doing the same motions as last year.
I would go out and say though that someone like Huddersfield probably aren't a League One team. They are probably closer to Championship.
They made 6 or 7 changes themselves.
No, I know. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that they are probably nearer to a Championship team.
We're probably nearer to a Premier League.
I don't think we should try and make excuses for why
that is just an excuse because we lost because Huddersfield were better.
We lost to a League One side, which is not the end of the
world.
Phil
saying about the kind of the body language and whatnot, I didn't see it. And this is why I'm thinking, where's this overreaction coming from? Because I don't think we played that bad. I think a lot of people have. I think a lot of people have an idea or a picture of what certain players are. Again, tomorrow I don't think you had the back game yesterday, but because again you lot aren't the best fans of him, you're going to look at the bad fans.
I don't think he had a good game. I think if you ask most people watching this, did Sumari have a good game? If you're watching this,
because I know a lot of people don't like it.
Well, it's not about not like.
I don't think he had that good game. I don't think Ben Nelson had a good game last night.
I think he played all right.
Ben Nelson was stinky last night.
Again, if you're watching this and you thought Ben Nelson had a good game, he's only young, so I'm not criticising him. I'm just saying I don't think he had a very good game last night. Certainly not that first half, Ben Nelson.
But when you say like, we have an agenda against Samari, I've watched Samari now at Leicester for 3 years, 4 years. I've probably watched 95% of when he's played. He's been lazy, not really that creative. Meant to be a box-to-box midfielder, but he runs less than anyone else in the midfield.
Oh, there you go. Foxy says Samari is nowhere near the worst player yesterday.
Well,
yes, nowhere near the worst.
That's true. I didn't say he was the worst player.
Just saying that he wasn't great.
But who was the worst player yesterday? Then Fox's. I'm not saying it was Sumari. I just said I don't think he had a great game. There was quite a lot of players didn't have a great game. There was a lot of players had a.
But what do you expect when you are putting 7 or 8 different changes?
But Huddersfield did the same.
I know that. I'm not saying that.
So I'd expect like for like.
I still thought the team me and you predicted yesterday was good enough to beat them. But the fact is, when you've not got a team, when you've put in a load of individuals that haven't really played together, again, when you've got a Fataru, but when you've got a Fataru, Elkanous, Mavadidi, AU front line, it's probably going to be a consistent line. So
Nelson and McAteer were off it yesterday.
I would say McAteer was my worst player on the pitch, and I think Daka wasn't far behind.
And
I think Nelson was far behind that.
Hamza scores a screamer, but actually defensively in that second half was not really on it.
For me, I think he was the worst player. Again, the reason we drew that game and lost it mainly because of him.
Well,
Again,
down that right hand side.
When they scored that screamer, he was meant to be the one to block it. So you could see him running past it.
But you can also notice
Their penalty was
Sumari
theirs.
a million miles away from getting back to help as well. I'm just saying.
It's the same,
it was
same stuff,
that's-
different day.
So yeah, that's what I'm
This is
saying.
what we were
That
doing
was what
last year.
frightening me. Is like this is what we saw last year.
Some of it is just
Against-
basics that we're not getting right, and that is for me, regardless of who we have in. If Cifuentes is the right manager for us for this season, then that's fine. But he realistically isn't going to change some of these players' attitudes because that's just who they are.
When it's happening,
They're just that's how they've been playing with us. They played with it under 5 different managers, some of them, where they've had this absolutely honking attitude. Players like Sumari, whose attitude is, well, Leicester got relegated. I don't want to be here. He doesn't want to be here now. You know he doesn't want to be here.
I'd say that's maybe debatable.
No, it's
Well,
not.
it is
If a
debatable,
club like
because we
City
don't know
came
it,
in for him right
but-
now, he would like let me go.
I would assume so.
But he is on too much money that no club will want to sign him when he's going.
I'd say I'd rather have someone like Sumari, even if he wants to leave the club, than a Skip who's just woeful.
Well, I mean, there's a debate.
Well, yeah,
I'm not
Skip,
saying
Skip wasn't
good
brilliant
either.
again.
So that's what I'm saying. I'd rather have someone who,
I'd rather
even if he
sign
wants
a
to
new player.
leave and still, for me, gives it something, than Skip who literally is just the woeful player.
But that's what I mean. That's why I think yesterday was still somewhat important because you want to win that game just to boost some confidence. Like the players like Skip, he's been bang average / god awful since we've had him. And it's like it doesn't hurt a player like Skip to play a game like yesterday, win it, and maybe give him a bit of a confidence boost. Same with Monga. I mean, we've been saying Monga is brilliant, this, that, and the other, but he's still lacking, in my opinion, in that final third at the end product, which is where it really matters.
He's only young.
He is only young, so I give it leeway.
Yeah,
But it's players like this
He's
where you
gotta
go
learn
against
some of that.
Huddersfield, if they can really go at it, win it, and then their confidence is boosted. Then we go to play Preston with all our confidence high. Now we're going into Preston, just lost to Huddersfield away poorly and with bad attitudes.
Yeah, I'm going to bring up Keith's comment here.
It's not a good way to go.
I think this is a good way to segue it. With there still being 2.5 weeks opening the window, all these players that he's mentioned here, Fatu, Bilal, and Winks, they could all go. They could all easily go. If the money's right, they've all got a buyout clause. If a club comes in and offers us the buyout
Fatu has
clause-
not got a buyout clause, so I think it would take big money for somebody to come. I think and he's got a
Bilal's
long
on about-
contract.
I think Bilal's what, 30 million.
That's
buyout
the rumour.
clause?
Is it's a £30 million
I think
buyout.
the one thing you've got to look at with Fatu, he wasn't in the lineup at all last night.
Yeah, why was that?
And that's where I'm worrying the fact of when I said about Bilal maybe not being in that team yesterday. And obviously, I'm glad that I saw him
He
on the
wasn't
bench.
even on the bench. Was
But Fataba wasn't even in that squad.
I'm going to assume that's because
Fatu
he's
is
just come back from injury.
You'd hope so. You'd hope so.
It might
But
not
normally
be.
that's sort of the case when someone's
It's probably,
expected to
in my
somewhere.
opinion, it's quite risky to put Fatu, who's just come back from injury. He's probably going to be your star player for the season, play him 2 games in 3 days.
See, Sorry, Jake. Patrick, I know Patrick's can be quite doom and gloom, but I hear what you're saying there when you're saying Marty. If you watch his post-match interview, he did look, I would say, slightly upset. I don't know if you watched it.
I watched it, but again, when I'm saying he's clearly got players that doesn't want to be at the club.
Yeah.
I'm not agreeing with that until people have actually come out and said I don't want to be here.
Well, they're not.
won't. They will
They're
never
not
do
going.
Well, no, but I don't see many players in this club at the moment that actually do want to leave. Other than maybe the likes of Christiansen, who we haven't seen even at all.
I
He's
think
injured,
if
isn't he?
Samare, if Winks, if Christiansen, I think
Fives.
there's probably 5.
Pfizer said he wants to
There's
go.
probably
Has he actually
5.
said that?
There's probably
Well, I
5
think
or
it's been
6.
widely
I think-
reported.
He's been looking for a transfer for like 2 years. It's just no one wants it.
Well,
I think there's probably 5
so
players.
what
His performance
If
against
anyone
whichever
else came
Wednesday
up-
for me just shows you that even if it doesn't go, he's still giving it his effort.
No, because he's a football player. He's going to try. He's not going to just stand there
Well,
and sit
I'd
on the
like to hope
floor and go, I'm not playing. He's still going to play.
I still felt at 2-2 yesterday
There was a chance
with
we were
10,
doing it.
15 minutes to go.
Yeah.
Well, there was a chance we'd win it. There was a chance we'd lose it as well.
We weren't stand up better,
No.
better team yesterday. Stats wise, yeah, we probably were stand out better.
When we
But-
bought the likes of Bilal and whatnot, I think we were the only team that was going
I
to win.
looked at that towards the end of the game. They were fairly even.
I don't think he came on and did much, to be fair.
I don't think
I heard he had a bad game.
Who Bilal?
Yeah, I
I
heard he
think
came
he
on
did a
and
lot
had
really,
had-
but-
I had people say he had a bad game.
We say that against Sheffield Wednesday. On stats wise, he was the best man on the pitch. He was stats
Well,
wise. He was.
Got 2
Yeah,
assists.
he got
but
2 assists, but then it's
There's what you
there's,
feel.
there's 90 minutes of what I'm watching of him
Yeah.
losing the ball, not really doing anything where you go, wow, this is a £30 million player. I mean, I don't want to sit here and slander, but
No,
I think he will
no.
turn into a
Yeah,
really
he's-
good player.
I think that
but he wasn't a game changer.
Sheffield Wednesday for me was just a weird match because they're playing a lot of academy players and they got a red card. and we just beat
The
them
red
2-1.
card possibly got us the win.
So I'm not being funny. When if
They
you,
had
play
10 men.
if you play Preston, who are a better team than them, they're probably in a better place, obviously, because they're going to have first team players ready to play. I think it's more of a tougher opponent.
I'd say it's maybe on the opposite side.
I don't know how.
I think Sheffield Wednesday, in the position they're in, they'll be going balls to the wall to try and win, like Phil said.
Maybe.
And that's
But
probably why it was harder for us in the first half against Sheffield Wednesday.
again,
But then what's the excuse for Huddersfield?
Huddersfield put a lot of players out. That was a lot younger.
so did
But-
they.
Yes, I know.
But Sumari's probably more than their whole entire team times 2.
Doesn't matter about pricing.
Well, it does.
Well,
It doesn't.
What sort of value?
Louis Page bought 200 grand
what?
price.
No, I know, but what Sam's saying is we've got a
So
raft of
our
players
team
in there.
should be better
Yeah,
than
but I'm saying when you've got a team.
It cost us £20 million.
Yes,
We
but these are all
cost us
individual
£10 million.
players that we all have opinions on that they're not great.
Sumari cost us 20 million.
Not just the ones that are good.
18 million.
Bilal, if he's meant to be.
Oh yeah, he
good,
came
Bilal
on the
cost us-
75th minute or whatever it was.
Cost us
So
20. What
So
I'm saying is we had enough
just
players
cost
in that
money.
squad
They
who we
should be
paid a
better.
lot of money for
Yeah.
and get paid a lot of money that probably we don't have no God-given right to beat Huddersfield, but probably that quality.
and again, we didn't lose to them.
No, we didn't.
We didn't look better than them.
No.
No, but I would say that if we had our full lineup, that would have been a convincing win.
Yeah, but that's all just ifs.
Yes, it is, but-
I think it's going to be
We
very
had
interesting.
very much a first liner up out, apart from a few. We had a lot of first team players still out there.
We changed 7 players from the.
But so did they. We can't.
I
use
know
as an
that.
ex- You can't use that as an excuse.
But
for
we
them to
can't
say
know
the
how
same
good
thing.
they were if they switched players out.
That's right, they did.
Yeah, but
They
Then
don't
you have
know
to
how good we
11
are.
Leicester players played 11 Huddersfield
It
players.
doesn't matter who 11 are on the pitch. They made changes. We made
Again,
changes.
Casey McAteer, for
They
me,
looked at least even as good
he's
as
not
us.
anywhere near the level of a Fataru.
No, I think we would agree.
That's
with
why
you.
I'm saying
But
that
is
he
he better- is
he
he better-
probably
is
would be
McAteer
good
better
enough.
than Huddersfield's
He'd probably be
youth
good enough to
players?
get into Huddersfield team.
Who?
Casey McAteer.
Well,
But he
Sunderland
wasn't
wanted
better
to buy him
than
for 13 million last year. So
Well, I was in the
We
championship.
should have done that.
yeah,
What I'm saying is, a lot of players, again, Louis Page, right now as a youngster, you were expecting him to be up to the standards of an El Canuso or
no.
even like. I
But
don't know.
we've just said he had a good game. He took advantage of
Our
that.
issues is more of the players like Samari
Yeah,
and Skip,
it-
who
the more senior
between
players yesterday
cost 50
looked
million
more.
pounds to the club and are probably
Didn't
on
really
at
step
least
it up.
100 to 120 grand a week. Those 2 players, and we're saying that those 2 players are one of the 2 that were massively underperforming and were the worst players on
I
the
think
pitch.
It doesn't matter how much they pay.
Genuinely
It
think-
depends on the quality.
Yeah, we genuinely think it says a lot.
It's the
When
logic
you've got
of it.
Sumari, Skip, Daka, those 3 players who started yesterday look probably 3 of the worst players on the pitch. When Jeremy Monk,
Well, when AU came on, he
Page,
was just a crap as well. So
I don't think he had that much to do. I don't think he was that. I don't think he really worked. What he was trying
what
to
I'm
do.
saying is, you've got a team where, as much as they train together, I don't think the connection or the foundation of a team is there. Again, you've got a load of just individual players. You've gone, oh, I'll put Skip there.
Yes.
I'll put Nelson there. I'll put, I don't know, put
But that's
Chowdhury
no
there.
issue for the rest
So
of
that's
the
what I'm
season
saying. We
unless
haven't
sign
got a
any
connection of
players.
a team where against Sheffield Wednesday, you've got a team that everyone would go, yeah, that should be able to beat most teams in the championship. Whereas again, if you're
No,
just
it
putting
struggled.
players and players,
That
and
team you're talking
It
about
struggled
struggled to
against
beat
Wednesday.
Sheffield Wednesday until
again,
they went down to 10
different,
men.
it was, I think it was a different scenario with the fact that they were.
Well,
in a
you're going to
position where
find
they're
every
gonna-
team who
I don't
we
think
play is going
Every
to want to
team
beat
that
us.
might just go, well, look at what Wednesday did. Let's just do the same
I think
thing.
we created a lot of our own issues
Again.
again yesterday and against Sheffield Wednesday. I don't think it was down fully to Huddersfield were better or Sheffield Wednesday were better. I think there's a lot of times, especially in the first half against Sheffield Wednesday, where we're just making our own issues.
I think the passing yesterday was quite good, in my opinion.
Yeah, but if it doesn't lead to anything, what's the
Well, it
point?
did. It led to Chowdhury's goal.
Yeah, but not really.
Well, it did. Chowdhury made that
It was
brilliant
a
pass
clear,
into
it was a
the
clear.
goal.
It wasn't like pass, shoot goal. It was
Well, no,
clearance, and Hams just took a touch and shot. That's not.
well, no, but we got
The
that ball to
passing-
that
the
position
passing
for a
bit-
reason.
No, but
passing
didn't
didn't-
they? I'm trying to remember. Didn't they clear it back out and it bobbled to him or something?
Yeah, that's not wasn't from our passing. We
Is that
got
how-
up there.
We
mate.
got our pass it into basically into the goal box.
Yeah, and then they
Yeah,
cleared
but
it.
they
and it
cleared
goes
it,
out
yeah.
in front of you.
But then just saying the passing was
cracking
decent.
shot.
But again, I'm seeing this as an overreaction to the fact of
We're
people
not
people
over-
saying that
we're
we
not
were seeing
overreacting.
signs of last season. I'm not seeing
It's
it.
just that.
I'm not seeing it.
That's not
You didn't think
I'm not seeing
you
it.
didn't think the first half
I think the
against
passing
Sheffield
yesterday was
Wednesday.
quality.
You didn't think Sheffield Wednesday first half and what we saw last night. There was some reminiscence of what was going on last season.
First time against Sheffield Wednesday, I would put it more to the fact of how they were playing because they needed to try and do something with the
Who?
team with the team they are allowed to play out. The second half, we brought on Winks and we just basically ran the show.
Well, we did
wouldn't
better
say
in
we
the
ran the
second
show.
half.
I would say we
We were
it was
definitely
basically
better team.
we were the
but
better
we didn't
team.
run the show. It wasn't like we were.
we were
banging
basically
goals
going
every
at them.
5-10
We were
minutes.
basically going at them.
better at them.
Yeah,
And of course, when they lost a man through the red card,
Yeah.
that's when it came
I
together.
would say if they didn't get the red card, I don't know.
It's not always going to be perfect, but we didn't lose yesterday.
last
We
night
lost. We
last
drew to a
night-
screamer.
Well, we
Yeah,
scored a
but we
screamer.
scored a screamer.
Well, yeah, but
But you've just said
I
yeah,
don't know, I just
again,
don't know
it's-
why you're defending it so hard. Why it's just
2-2 was a fair result,
yesterday
wasn't it?
wasn't great. Some players did play poor. You're allowed to admit it, and everyone.
I don't need to admit it because I don't think it's what people are saying it is.
But Ben Nelson.
Because
didn't
we
play-
got knocked
Ben-
out, people are like that was
No,
awful.
but Ben Nelson didn't
Nobody's
play
saying
good
that was awful.
yesterday. Casey
I was
McAteer
saying it's
didn't play
reminiscent
well
of last year.
Ayew when it came on wasn't good. Skip wasn't good. Sumari wasn't good. Daka wasn't good. You're allowed to say it because that's what happened and that's what we saw.
But all these names
You're
are
allowed to
barely
say
ever
it.
going to be in this first round in the championship.
Well, all
Skip
those
is,
are.
Sumari is.
Skip shouldn't be.
McAteer
Sumari,
will be.
I would say yes, but people don't. People will just, even if he has the best
Daka
game in the
will
world,
be.
he'd still get slated on.
Daka will
No,
be.
he doesn't.
He
though.
would, he would.
Last season, he had about 3 or 4 good games in a spell, and we all said Sumari's probably the first team player to put on the team.
I mean,
And then he goes back to playing bad again. There's nothing to do with agendas or who you like and who you don't like. You've got to assess it for what it actually is. Don't be agenderist against. what you
I'm
want to
just
see
saying
and
that I
what you'd
don't
like to
think
see.
us losing in the cup is the biggest deal.
It's
I
a bit-
think
it's a
going
bit
into
worrying.
if we go to Preston and we play okay and we draw,
Yeah,
I'd be like, okay, fair enough.
yes.
and
that is fair
I
enough.
don't think we should draw against Preston. If we want to go,
But then that's saying that you basically have to win every game other than the
No,
top 6
no.
teams.
No, not at all.
not to a certain. extent.
All this is just us at this point in time. We will see next week where we're at after we play Preston. We'll see where we're at in 5 games, 10 games. We're only reacting to the 2
You can
games
react
we've
to
seen
what
so
you've seen
far.
in
And we'll
front of
just-
you.
I hope when we go to Preston we get a decent result. A draw is not the end of the world at Preston.
No, it's
A
not the
defeat
end of the
isn't the end of the world at Preston either. But I think if we get to a defeat against Preston, I would look at this first week and go, that wasn't a great week. We
Well,
scraped past Sheffield Wednesday. We lost to a League One side.
And then I'd go out and say as well that Marty did come in about to play to them when most
I'm not-
managers
And
should.
I want to make this
Nothing
clear,
is
really.
about-
He's already behind the curve.
I think
about
he's
Marty
doing
last
all right.
No, I know. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying
At
the
no
fact of
point,
how we're playing in
Yes,
the
I know.
system.
there is
None
literally
of us
no
are
criticism
criticising
here of
him.
Marty Cifuentes. He actually
Not one of
came
us
out
is
afterwards
criticising
and
him.
said it wasn't good enough. I like what he's saying. I think we're all saying he
players are
looks
the issue.
decent.
We're not
What we're
he's
saying
too
is some of
big.
those players
The
last
are the
night
issue.
look like they did last season.
They're not bothered. They don't want to be here.
In your opinion,
Yeah, in our
Yeah,
opinion.
of course,
Yes.
it's in our opinion, but I think you can see in the mannerisms they present themselves on and off the pitch. To a certain extent, it's you have to judge it at what we see. I mean, I can't look at Winks' what he did and say, well, he's happy. His attitude after he scored a goal is.
If I hadn't played for
You know,
12
it's
weeks for a
amazing.
club like he didn't last season because he fell out with Rude, whatever happened, I think if I just scored a goal and I've got a bank of away fans who midweek have paid money to go to Huddersfield in the crappy League One Cup round, I think I would go over to them and give them a bit of a, come on, lads, yeah, let's win this together. But he didn't. He turned his back quite literally on the fans and trudged back to the halfway line. Didn't sprint back to get on with the game. He just turned around and walked back, which body language kind of gives me. He didn't want to go over to the fans and give them.
but then I would go out.
I get it. You could.
I would go and say. I'd go and
so
say
what?
that Sheffield Wednesday. He came on and basically again for me ran the
I'm not
show.
saying that. I'm talking about
He
body
did
language.
what he needed to do.
Yes, he did. I'm talking about
What
body
point are you making?
language.
I'm just saying that for him, I'm not looking at what he's done last season.
I'm not. I'm just saying.
It
why-
seems like a lot of
You're
fans
looking at
are.
what he did
But he
last
did-
night, not what he did last. We're literally pointing at what he did last night.
Yeah, and I'm not looking into it. I'm thinking,
You don't
okay,
have
he
to
scored a
look into
goal.
it, but
Great, he
you-
scored a goal for us. That's it.
Okay, so just carry on.
Turn a blind eye to it. Then that's
Don't
fine.
need to turn a blind eye to
We'll
it.
just
Just
we'll
fair
just
enough.
crack on with
But I
it.
think it gives.
Toxic
What I'm
players.
saying is, it gives you, for me, it gives me an insight to what's going through his mind. The fact that he did do that, because if I'd scored a goal for Leicester, I'd be celebrating. And I think if I check back on previous goals from Harry Winks, he would have celebrated whatever the score. The only time I wouldn't expect to see a player celebrate is if you're losing 3-0 or 3-1 and or 4-0, he kind of
His
celebrated like we were
celebration wasn't
4-0
either,
down.
let's carry on
Yeah.
with the game, and Nora, I've just scored a
So
goal.
you're only one goal up then, isn't it? Which
But
I'd
then
say
go-
you don't go
then
celebrate and then they go and score again.
but
It's
then
like,
you-
well,
then you
when
go
they
pick
look
the
a
ball
bit
out
an
the
idiot
net
to
and put
celebrate.
it on
You look an idiot if you go 2-1 up. You look an idiot celebrating.
No, that's the
Well, no, but in the game we were in, where it wasn't the
But he
easiest
could've-
game to win.
But he could have just gone up to the fans and gone
I
like
don't think he
this.
does
a
a
bit of
deep
a
slide.
Yeah, he doesn't have to go crazy.
But he
We've not won the
actively
FA
turned
Cup.
away from the fans. He actively turned away from them.
But he could have done. He could have
Again,
done
That's what it
something.
looks like. Maybe it's not true, but that's what it looks like. On face value, it looks like he's actively turning away from the fans because he's neither gone to the net to pick the ball up and sprint back to say, right, let's keep the momentum. He's half-arsed walking back to his half.
You got a player on Sunday scores a goal and gives it all this to the fans, which I think we all agree is kind of fair enough. But he still did it.
Yeah.
And if you listen to Matt Piper,
it's fair enough.
Matt Piper, as an ex-player, said he thought that was out of order and Wout shouldn't have done it. You've got another player scores last night who doesn't even celebrate.
Again, I think we are just reading into all these.
Well,
words.
You're not reading into that because he did it.
He
Yeah,
did it.
he's allowed. I think fair play to him.
I didn't have
I'm
to
not
do it.
agreeing.
I think
I'm
fair
not
play to
agreeing
him.
with
Well,
the booing.
People want to boo him. I'll give it back.
Yeah, but Wout
Oh,
on
it's
Sunday had a
pretty
chance
shit
to
season.
reconnect with the fans
Yeah.
and celebrate with the fans having scored, but he decided not to.
He
He decided
Because
to
he's
give
not-
it back to the fans.
Because they're booing him. So
Yeah.
why would he try?
Fans
He's had
can turn
three-
very
he's had
quickly.
3 crap seasons.
That
He's got
doesn't-
no right to go, oh, yeah, I've
Yeah.
scored 1 goal. Look at this. And then what was he doing that last night when we lost to Huddersfield on
Think he played
penalties?
quite well.
Does that give us a right? The next time he misses a bounce ball,
Yeah.
when he misses the header, to us to go like that to him?
When-
I don't think so.
When Wout does
I don't
that,
think it's
doesn't
right.
make
Just-
me
just-
want to
just
like him
play
again.
on.
No, makes
Just
me want
play
to
on.
When Winks does that, doesn't make me want to like him
disconnecting
again.
the club even more by doing it. I don't think the fans are right for booing him, and I'm not sure everyone was booing him.
We didn't boo him.
I mean, I wasn't at the game. I wasn't
We
there,
scored a
so
goal. When
I
he scored the
can't- I
winner, we
can't
were
comment.
celebrating with him.
We
for him.
didn't boo him.
I
don't
didn't
think
boo
booing him
him.
was the right thing to do, but his
Right.
celebration wasn't the right thing to do
Yeah.
either. It
You're
was
like-
2 wrongs. 2 wrongs don't make it right. He's got
When
no
you
right to
think
do
that,
that
you
to,
go,
to the
oh,
fans.
wow.
So when he's about to walk onto the pitch, you hear his
No, we didn't hear that. We heard
Well-
rooting as well. We
Well,
heard
yeah,
both.
I said root, but
Yeah.
there was some losing there.
There was.
and
But
that's why he's like,
there was some
why should I
moves.
walk on this pitch
But
then?
he had a choice when he scored to either celebrate it and reconnect with the fans.
He did celebrate it.
No, we didn't.
He
He
did.
gave it back.
That
to
was
the
his
fans.
celebration,
What? say?
telling them to do one because they're booing him.
That's not
So
something
you've just said that.
Yeah.
His celebration was to tell the fans to do one.
Fair play to him.
No, it's not.
It's
I think
a
it's fair
massive
play.
Why do you
disconnect from the
bum lick
club.
all the crap players that hate
I'm
being
not.
at Leicester?
I'm
It's
not.
crazy.
I'm just saying he's
Wings
fair play.
doesn't want to be here. Woot doesn't want to be here, and Woot has been one of the worst defenders we've ever had.
Well,
you
he did.
still
I think he was probably
but you still
one of our best in
defend
the championship last time. So.
No, but you still defend him like he's God's gift. Just accept that he shouldn't have done it. You probably say the fans
Because this
did it,
season, I
but
think he could be a really good player for us.
It's,
I hope he is. And I'm glad he scored. We celebrated him scoring.
If we didn't score with two of the
We
players
didn't-
that
we
people
didn't-
moaned about the last few years, we would have lost to Sheffield Wednesday.
that doesn't
If
give
what,
anyone
sorry?
a right to go like
Vestergaard
this to
and
the fans.
Faze,
That
who
doesn't
people
give-
have slated the last few
that
years,
gives
have
no.
scored.
You're enabling toxic mentality at the club. No fan should ever put their hand like that to the fans ever, no matter what. Shouldn't do it. It's disrespectful. The
Fans
fans
shouldn't
play
do
big
that.
money. Fans can do
But
whatever
most-
they want.
I would say
Players can do
most
whatever
So
they
he
fans,
gets paid 100 grand.
most
He
fans
can do
didn't boo.
Most of them didn't. He shouldn't celebrate. Like
There
that.
was some
End of.
booing, but
Toxic
most fans
mentality.
didn't boo.
You're just enabling the toxicness of the club.
Yeah.
You are.
It
You're
doesn't
saying
make
it's
it doesn't
fine.
make
You
most
just go,
fans
Most
"Oh,
fans who
fine."
boo us,
You
we
just-
enable
yeah,
him.
but you just go, oh,
But
forget
do you
it. We
think-
lost in the cup. Forget it. Oh, Faiz did that. Oh, yeah, it's fine. He's allowed to do that. Winks didn't celebrate. Whatever. You got to. So at some point, you have to go. This is not how a football club is. I want my players to be running at their away fans and celebrating. I want my players not to be cupping their ears at the fans, regardless of what they do. Wildfire should be trying to rebuild that connection, not making it worse.
I'm pretty sure Marty came out after the game and said he wasn't too impressed.
Watch Martin.
No, he basically said that he's looking at it as a fresh eye. He's not really caring about what he's done before.
Yeah, which is
He's done what he's done what he was
you were talking
told.
about last night, or
No, against Sheffield Wednesday.
No, I'm on about last night's game.
yeah, last night.
Well, he was saying the comments about like he's not happy with where some of the players.
Oh, I thought you meant about what Faze said. That
No,
he,
again,
he said he's
the
doing
Fife
everything he
thing,
can do.
It's its
Leave
old
the Fife
scenario
thing alone.
in its own
Yeah.
again. Fife has got bad blood with the club, and the fans, a lot of fans, are not a massive fan of him. Myself included, I think he is a toxic player. I think he is one that again, we've seen it many times in the past 2 seasons when he makes a mistake, he's looking to blame someone else. But there's a lot.
I mean, Tony says that the fans show no passion, then wonder why the atmosphere is crap. Tony, I just want to say there was a lot of Leicester fans. It was the League Cup round 1 away at Huddersfield. It was on telly. There was a lot of Leicester fans who paid the money and got up there, took time off work and travelled up there. And I just think a moment when a player scores is that's there was 2 moments for fans to really get excited yesterday, and that's the 2 goals for Leicester. And as a fan who goes to matches, that's the bit that gets you going when you score. So when you see a player not want to celebrate it with you as a fan, not share that moment that he's created.
Tony, to correct himself, he said he meant the players showed no passion.
Well, all right, Tony, but yeah, fair enough. So that's where I just think that. That's why I think it's wrong.
There is still a disconnect.
That is a disconnect.
Over the summer,
those fans who behind the goal wanted to see something.
Nothing is going right in the behind the scenes. There's not been any attempts to reconnect anything with the club.
Winks could reconnect.
It's clearly going wrong. We don't have a shirt sponsor still, so they're still whether behind the scenes that they are struggling. So I mean, we'll pick this back up.
It's interesting. I'm not saying you're wrong, Reedy.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying the fact of as much as we can say there's a disconnect, and there probably is. What I'm saying is certain players are, again, for me, if you're booing someone, you can give it back. If you're not celebrating the goal, it doesn't matter.
Nobody's booed Winks, even though for 12 games last year, he didn't play for Leicester.
Well, because we know how good he is in this league.
No, but I've still got that as a criticism about Winks, but I won't boo him.
Again, I don't think it's all down to him.
I did last season. So there was him and Rude. He fell out with the manager, clearly.
And if he's not getting chosen in the squad, then he's more than welcome to do what he wants. In my opinion.
In my opinion, he
should just get back in. Do what his manager tells him.
This is what I mean, really.
Well, that's told him to get out of the squad.
I think you're just enabling the toxicity. It's like you don't care. It's like you just go, well, whatever. If he wants to go to the pub, whatever. It's like
if he's not being picked for the squad.
You're enabling it like it's fine. It's not fine. It's not normal for a team to go.
Some of this attitude needs to stop.
Attitude. You can't just say, well, whatever.
Anyway,
they get paid a lot of money, really.
Huddersfield, Jake says Huddersfield were fair play to Huddersfield. They deserve that. I see more fight and passion.
Is that what you wrote on your phone?
I know.
They were pretty good.
Because when they scored that goal to go 2-2, they celebrated, fans and players.
Because it was a quality goal.
So was Hamza's.
Yeah, we celebrated it.
Winks's was a quality goal.
Nice
move by Mavididi. It was a better move than the first goal for Leicester because Mavididi took a player on, pulled it back. Yeah. Well, it was better. It was a better move because it ended up with Mavididi taking a player on, pulling a lovely ball back for Winks, who slots it in. Hamza's goal wasn't all that passing. It just dropped to him and he hit it.
It was all the passing to get to that position for him to just lay it off.
But they're both good goals.
But hey, we're out of the cup. Let's get to Preston.
And let's hope we win, because if we lose at Preston, then all this, we're out the cup, save it for Saturday, that becomes a different debate.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot. We need to see what happens against Preston.
But at no point are any of us here saying Marty Cifuentes. I think he's the guy. I think he's the right guy.
We said it last season and said it
this
season.
Good luck to sort these players out.
The players are the issue. I still stick with that. I think a lot of the players that we need to sell.
I think they were the same problem last year from Rude and Cooper. They all loved Enzo clearly.
Yeah.
But good luck to him to sort them out.
Yeah, I mean, we said it as well with some of these managers, when someone does come in like Rude, who's like, well, I need you to do this, I need you to commit yourselves to the club, like he did with Vestergaard and Winks. When he said that, they threw their dummy out of the pram and said no. And when Cooper came in and tried to change it, they also said no to him.
Yeah.
So if Cifuentes tries to do anything that they disagree with, are they just going to say no with him?
You would guess that.
You would assume so, because they've done it 2 out of 3.
I think we just have to sell some of the bad eggs.
Anyway, we'll end it now because
we've gone on way too long.
Join us throughout the rest of the week. Obviously, we've got other shows coming up. Let me just pull up our screen here. So we should be doing a tactics talk tomorrow for the Preston game, and then match review on Thursday night. Forgot about that one. There'll be a show tonight with Jono and Simon, I believe, and they'll be doing their thoughts. They'll be talking ahead of the Preston game. Match review after match, which is with Jamie on Sunday morning. Join him there, and then obviously join Phil next Monday as well at 7:30 p.m. Thank you all for watching. We know it's been a long one. Hopefully we can have some better thoughts after the Preston game, and hopefully we can come away with 2 wins in the league. So thanks all.
The Leicester City machine is on the march again.
Leicester Fan TV presents a variety of content like fan discussions, match analysis, and engaging with Leicester fans worldwide. We want your views live, thanks to our sponsors, Everard's, Pucker Pies, Hologram, Take Me, Newbie & Co, and the Fox's Arms.
Want to watch more content like this? Hit the like button. Give us your views. Hit subscribe to Leicester Fan TV and make sure to follow Leicester Fan TV on all socials.